Oh my god. This is pure gold. MiHoYo has outdone themselves. This is probably, for me, the best character teaser they've released to date. With 2.1 coming out in a matter of days, we were all anticipating the character teaser for the Raiden Shogun. And I was certainly not disappointed when this came out. In fact, I was surprised and excited, which is why I had to stop in the middle of editing 2 other videos I've got coming up to record this one. I did not expect them to show us what the 3 characters here actually look like. I want to talk about what the hell is going on in the teaser, who these people are, and how they connect to who the Raiden Shogun is as a person, and give more context as to why she started the Vision Hunt decree in the first place. All the answers are here, but I strongly urge you to watch my previous video concerning her true objective, which I believe is a rebellion against the cycle of birth and destruction ordained by the gods of Celestia. It may help you understand my perspective when it comes to what we're about to discuss. Keep in mind, this is all merely theory and speculation, and as usual, if you have anything to add or would like to point out some things you think are amiss, please do. Now, let's talk. So in the first part of this teaser, we can see A with 3 friends having a picnic, laughing and smiling with each other. That sushi looks really good, by the way. The picture then glitches out and we see her on top of a giant white snake, tachi in hand, after which the words nothingness appear. We are then returned to the friends having a picnic, but the person on the bottom left is gone. What you're witnessing is the battle between A and Orobashi, the god of Watatsumi Island, that she slayed with her Muso no Hitotachi during the Archon War. If you recall, during the live stream, we were shown a certain scene with Paimon, Ether, and Teppei talking about Orobashi. Listen closely.
The Raiden Shogun created Musojin Gorge in 1 slash? Wow, that's pretty incredible!
Yes, but the Archon War was brutal. And Yashiori Island was completely destroyed during that battle. They say the Shogun lost something very dear to her along the way, too.
Teppei mentions that A lost something very important to her, and it's none other than Sasayuri. According to the Sangonomiya Chronicles, Sasayuri was a cherished Tengu general who was slain during this civil war. He is the person represented here. You can even see his Tengu mask, which is identical to the very one that Kujo Sara, also a Tengu, wears. As he was an important person to her, the feelings of loneliness may have first set root in her heart here, and it only gets worse. After Sasayuri fades, we are left with A and 2 friends. The laughter is still there, but that doesn't last long. The picture once again glitches out, and we are shown A facing the very woman whose head lay upon her lap in the previous scene. Yet her eyes are glowing bright red, and the placid expression she wore is gone. She and A are battling one another, after which the word stillness appears. This woman is none other than Chiyo, the Oni maiden with a face as lovely as the moon. When the cataclysm darkened the skies of Inazuma, Chiyo would fight against the monsters and the filth. She would face a beast of sin with a tiger's body and a snake for a tail, which was more than likely a Nue, a legendary yokai with a similar description. However, she was devoured by it. Chiyo tore her way out of the Nue's stomach and slayed the beast eventually, but not before its corruption tainted her. This led her to striking against the Raiden Shogun, which is what you see here. By the end of their battle, Chiyo had lost an arm and a horn and fled into the forest, never to be seen again. And so, another friend gone, and stillness enraptures A's heart. Now we are left with one friend, the only one whose laughter we can hear. When the picture glitches to the next scene, we see A standing in a forest amidst some kitsune and birds, and in the background is a Bakedanuki, a rather large one. The word eternity flashes on the screen, and then the last of A's friends is gone. The person who fades last is undoubtedly the Kitsune Saiguu. Honestly, I was expecting her to have pink hair and look a lot more like Yae Miko, given the connections between the two that have been heavily implied in the lore. Well, their earrings are the same, but I am in love with this design nonetheless. Like, damn, this look good. 500 years ago, she was the caretaker of the Grand Narukami Shrine. Born to the Hakushin clan, she was worshipped as a kitsune goddess and was many things to the people of Inazuma. In many ways, it seemed she was A's equal in a way, standing side by side with her until the very end. With the cataclysm on its way, the Saiguu would put many protections in place to safeguard the people of Inazuma, one of which was the sacred Sakura cleansing ritual, which you should know about by now if you've done the side quest of the same name. The Saiguu also wanted to protect her friend Ioroi, the Bakedanuki trapped in stone in the Chinju Forest. I believe that this Bakedanuki behind A in this scene is Ioroi, and the forest is Chinju Forest. You should have encountered him either on your travels through Inazuma or mainly in the sacred Sakura cleansing ritual side quest. Knowing that the mischievous yet innocent and kind-hearted Ioroi would not be able to face the forces of the abyss, the Kitsune Saiguu tricked him into a game of hide and seek, telling him to not come out of hiding for any reason. This saved his life. When the abyss finally came to the shores of Inazuma, the Saiguu would go to battle like many of her friends, but before departing, she shared some encouraging advice with A. Do not be blinded. Do not waver. Keep walking on the path you believe in. Those were the last words the two would ever exchange before the Saiguu would meet her fate. She was consumed by the abyss, never to be heard from again. And so, the longing for an eternity where no one has to die bloomed evermore in A's heart. And so we reach the final person who A has lost, herself. I think this represents what A once was. Everything that eternity once meant to her. Her ambition, the kind dreams she once had of a world where peace reigns forevermore and destruction is no longer necessary in the eternal cycle. A world that shelters the beautiful fragility of transience. But the ephemeral nature of the mortal world is by design. The world the Raiden Shogun pursues is not Teyvat, not the Teyvat overseen by Celestia. But childish dreams and wayward ambitions for enlightenment are sometimes enough to shake the heavens, and so A chases what she once was in desperation, to no avail. What she once held dear scatters like light in the heavy rain pounding in her heart. After all, lightning is but a mere flash before it fades forever. Nothing lasts forever, truly. Not even the gods. As Yae Miko alluded to, A's original ambition had faded and she began to doubt herself and drown in the anxiety. Nothingness, stillness, eternity, and within it all, a revelation. Sasayuri was slain during the Archon War, a war started by Celestia that resulted in the deaths of many gods and their peoples, including her own. Chiyo was corrupted by the abyss, and A was forced to come to blows with her, nearly killing the Oni maiden in the process. And the Kitsune Saiguu, perhaps her closest friend of them all, was was consumed by the darkness, never to return. Both Chiyo and the Saiguu were met with terrible fates, only because the archons destroyed Conria, most likely on the orders of Celestia, and Conria retaliated with retribution that shook the 7 nations and the gods themselves. Do not be blinded. Do not waver. Keep walking on the path you believe in. No more. Her moment of breaking finally came. She snapped. She let go of whatever little was left of who she once was. No more would be lost. No more would have to be sacrificed at the behest of the gods. The world would be free of its delusions. A single thought crossed her mind. This body is the noblest and most eminent of all in this world. It should hold absolute control over this world. It once promised its people a dream, the never-changing eternity. She says it because there is no more I. She let herself go for what she sees as the greater good. A became fully committed to making the dream of the eternal euthymia a reality, by any means necessary, no matter the cost, no matter the suffering. And anyone who would threaten this eternity or its children would be cut down. And so she sits in her plane of euthymia, alone. I don't think she's a monster. She's just hurt, misguided, if anything. Though she's ironically inflicted the same pain she feels on her own people. But she is looking at the bigger picture. Sacrifices must be made in the chase for eternity after all. But with the help of Yae Miko and the ambitions of the people of Inazuma, Aether will be able to shake her will, to save her from drowning, and to heal her. There's a story about Raijin, the storm god, and a man named Suguru, the god catcher. Raijin was causing all sorts of mischief and catastrophe around Japan, and so the emperor calls upon Suguru to stop Raijin. Suguru goes to Raijin and asks him to stop his rampage and to surrender himself to the emperor. But Raijin merely laughs, scoffing at Suguru's attempt to tame him. So Suguru prays to Kannon, otherwise known as Guanyin, the bodhisattva that the 1,000-armed, 100-eyed god statue is modeled after. Kannon answers his prayers and commands Raijin to allow Suguru to catch him, which he complies with. Suguru then takes him to the emperor, and with the god of storms under their control, Raijin brings bounty and rain to Japan forevermore. It's really interesting what 1 minute and 40 seconds can reveal, and without a single shred of dialogue, excluding Aether's dialogue at the end. This was MiHoYo's best character teaser to date. I personally cannot wait to experience 2.1. We're only a couple days away. I cannot wait to figure out a lot of things about the Raiden Shogun. You know, like what's going on with the original Electro Archon? How did A come into power? And I'm excited for the 5 questions that we're definitely gonna get at the end of this Archon quest. I am so ready for this lore, but that's gonna be it for this video. I don't think I missed anything, but knowing me, I probably did. So if you noticed anything amiss, let me know. Good luck on your wishes if you plan on wishing, and happy exploring. I'll see you guys in the next one.